Very good afternoon to everyone. Thank you for the time given to me. I would like to talk a bit about my research, which was done by around 2018 to 2020. My research explored a development of fair pricing framework in order to design a sustainable unit-linked product. The aim is to promote fairness and to make unit-linked product more sustainable. We start with the literature review, and I touch a lot of grand theory about sustainability, and it appears that stakeholder management to be the main literature which is frequently quoted by researchers when discussing about sustainability. The next, I discuss also the current practice about pricing unit-linked product, which I would say, mainly focus on the short-term mindset. And the other things I would like also to discuss is the principles of sustainable insurance from the United Nations of Development Environment. After that, we know that sustainability is inextricably related with fairness. After that, after talking about sustainability, I would like to discuss about the current practice on the unit-linked pricing. And then I would like to talk about the fairness dimension. Regulatory role is also found to be important to enforce the fairness. My discussion continue with the current pricing process, which is deterministic process, and I argue that basically stochastic process is more suitable for unit-linked due to the uncertainty in the investment growth. Next, I would like to propose a risk measure to discuss the fairness determination of pricing. Fairness is measured by the profit and loss, but in this research, I would like to add not only from the company point of view, but also that is the novelty of my research. I introduced the profitability for policyholder. The novelty of the introduction of this research is the definition how the policyholder profitability is determined. Conceptually, I would split the premium paid by the policyholder into protection component as well as investment component. And then the investment component is accumulated with the growth assumed by the company when they pricing the product. The accumulation point of view from policyholder point of view and compared to the company accumulation, this is determine the profitability of profit and loss from policyholder point of view. Both profitability measurement for company and policyholder are measured using profit margin. I propose a stochastic process due to the nature of uncertainty in the investment growth from the unit-linked fund. I use econometric models here, which is generated from the GART and eGART model. In order to be fair, I would like to propose that the conditional tail expectation as a risk measurement criteria for measure the fairness between policyholder as well as the company. Since fairness, as I said, is inextricably related to sustainability, if the product is fairer, it will be more sustainable. The CTA reference point can be generated using the stochastic profit testing, can be used also for stakeholder, for example, like the regulator, policyholder, and other means. Finally, I also discuss a numerical illustration in my dissertation. I start with the assumptions, looking at the assumptions in current practice to price unit-linked product. I discuss the main assumptions like expense, lapse, management fee, etc. I find that most of the assumptions, for example, the allocation rate is only 40%, which means if policyholder pay a certain amount, only 43% is invested to policyholder account. Average commission rate to distributor is found to be 55%. The lapse assumption in the first year is 25%, and the surrender charge is also high in the first year and the second years. All the assumptions show that the pricing only main focus in the short-term horizon, which arguably is not in line with sustainable concept. Since the unit-linked product investment return is not fixed, stochastic is more suitable. Several findings from the stochastic process. The profit margin is quite high as I compared with the bank, which is 8%, and also in the US and China, which is around below 10%. Whereas in Indonesia, from my sample policy data, the average is about 40%. Again, this raises sustainable questions for current pricing in Indonesia. The absence of the guidelines in the regulatory environment also makes an avoidance for the stochastic process. And then I'll continue to find what are the gaps in the fairness of current practice. I find the first one is the current practice lack of shareholder interest, as can be seen from the low investment allocation to policyholder, the high commission charges, and more important, company only pricing from their point of view without consideration, arguably, for policyholder profitability. This finding is not in line with research suggested by Jill Zieleniski, Scott Cato, which are the supporter for the sustainable economic growth. The second finding, I find that current practice also lack of United Nations Environmental Program sustainable insurance principles. Current commissions is not transparent. The pricing process lacks of accountability. The third finding in the fairing pricing process, I would say that the procedural fairness is also lagging. We are not sure why companies should determine such a high acquisition cost, for example. The distribution of the benefit between policyholder and company is also questionable. That raises the question of distributable fairness. The next one, I would say that lacking actuarial fairness in the current pricing. How company price the uncertainty of the investment performance is never disclosed. And also no specific measurement for the distribution of profit and loss, which make regulatory also difficulty to judge whether a certain product is fair or not. The last one, as I mentioned, that the current pricing is lagging of equity in terms of risk measurement. Currently, there is no transparent objective risk measurement to measure the profitability between policyholder as well as company. In the next section, I propose conditional tail expectation risk measurement as a point of reference, also as a risk measurement to measure the fairness between policyholder and company profitability. In order to generate the CTE, I would use a stochastic profit testing to find the distribution of the CTE. We know the CTE measure the deviation from the profit margin. If why I use CTE? If the CTE, which is measurement under a stress condition, is fair between policyholder and company, it should be fair under a normal situation. CTE also address the fairness between policyholder and company, as my definition of fairness is equity in risk, which is developed by Aristotle and evolved in the modern era into mathematical expectation. The CTE is also a quantitative measurement that makes every party easy to use. They can use as a reference point. Finally, CTE is a well-established measurement as used by Basel Committee as well as International Actuarial Association. What are the results of my CTE exploration? As I said, in order to generate CTE, I would use stochastic profit testing. I would measure the CTE for both stakeholders, i.e. the company as well as the policyholder. By the definition of profitability for policyholder, the CTE maximum value will be 0%. Normally, by the definition, the CTE result will fall below the x-axis, whereas the CTE for company will fall above x-axis. The weight between the CTE for policyholder, which is above the x-axis, and the CTE for policyholder, which is below the x-axis, this is the width of the ribbon in my definition. The wider the ribbon, the less fair the product is. So, the goal, in order to introduce fairness, we should reduce the distance or make the ribbon between the CTE for policyholder and company as narrow possible. I can see from my investigation that the average policyholder CTE is minus 90%, which arguably far from 0%, and that means that current practice product is far from fair. There is a strong correlation between CTE and the mean of the company profit margin. We know the mean for the company profit margin is the current practice for company to measure the profitability of the product. There is a strong correlation also for CTE for the mean for policyholder point of view. As discussed before, the policyholder point of view definition of the profit margin, which is the invested accumulation from policyholder point of view compared to the invested amount accumulated by the company. The strong correlations between CTE and profit margin, both for the company as well as the policyholder, show that actually company can use CTE as their profit criteria to enhance the current pricing, and they still arrive at the same decision as current practice. Next, I'll discuss the implications of my research. First, I would discuss the contributions to the theory and literature. Of course, it will add to the literature for the unit-linked product pricing, and I also add that current product pricing with the add of my new framework will promote fairness and then will make the product created is more sustainable. The new framework try to enhance the current practice, which is only focused on the profit margin, which arguably this is a point estimation, And since my definitions of fairness is risk inequity, we should use variance rather than point estimation. And as I mentioned before, using the CTE, which has a high correlation with the profit margin, company still arrive at the same criteria for their decision-making process. Therefore, I would say that the proposed framework will enhance the current practice. To the inextricably related between fairness and sustainability, if we can make a product is fairer, of course the product will become more sustainable. And then arguably the company should be more ethical to all the policyholder, mainly for the policyholder, as well as social responsibility will increase to the policyholder. The next contribution is to the regulator. Currently, regulator does not have any reference point to judge whether a product is fair to the policyholder or not. By using the CTE, which is a quantitative measurement model, regulator can adjudge the fairness of the product. Also, since the CTE is a very objective measurement, regulator can also allow an introduction of unit link to be sold in other means like online. Because the CTE can address the equity in risk between policyholder and company. Contribution to policyholders and companies. Again, policyholders can use the CTE as a reference point. As Shah et al. Research by 2024 points out, if a policyholder can have a reference point, their perceived fairness of a certain product will increase. If the product perceivedness is increased, then the product will become more sustainable. Again, a more sustainable product will make the industry more sustainable. Finally, since the product can be introduced online, it will grab more policyholder. Again, it will increase financial inclusion, which at the end will speed up the achievement of sustainable development goals that will leave no one behind. The limitation of my research, although we try to sort the answer by identified research questions in depth, there is no doubt that there is a limitations to this research. Data is only available for one company, and we know because this is arguably is confidential. We don't get many data. We only get 20 samples. However, on the positive side, since I only have 20 samples, I can do a very in-depth analysis for each sample. The next limitation is tax. Again, we know tax is something specific to the company and is very confidential as well. Currently, company, from my observation, there is no submissions even to the regulator on the tax assumption use. For my research, I would take a maximum corporate tax to generate the results. However, in spite of the limitations, I believe my research does provide results which can direct for further studies. Finally, my recommendations to the industry. There are several determinants in pricing process which we have discussed has need to be improved in order to make the product more fair. Company needs to be more efficient in their operation as well as distribution costs. One of the most frequently suggested way is to adopt digital transformation. As pointed out by my McKinsey 2016 results, company can reduce their costs into around 45 to 60%. I run a sensitivity for my result if I reduce the cost, both operation as well as distribution, by 50%. Interestingly, the CTE for the company, as I mentioned, the ribbon, the white of the ribbon, CTE for the company reduced a bit, but the CTE for the policyholder improved a lot. Again, as I mentioned before, now the white of my ribbon become narrow, which means, as expected, the product becomes more fair, and as a result, it is more sustainable. My suggestion is regulator with the industry starts with a point to have a certain ribbon white. Of course, if we use the regulator means they have all the data, they can start introducing a certain white of the ribbon in order for the industry to adopt. By the time, as the time goes by, both regulator as well as industry can improve the ribbon to make the product become more and more fairer. And once both the party achieve a certain agreement level, then it can be used as a reference point for policyholder. As for the future research, this product is only for unit-linked and in Indonesia. Of course, the same concept can be extended to other traditional product as well as other product like Sharia product. And also, I do hope we can cover more product sample. And then we can also extend to other countries. Finally, since this unit link depends on the future growth assumptions, the examination of using other means, unlike economic metric models, we can use, for example, other economic scenario generators to generate the future scenario is also advisable. Another method, for example, if using risk neutral scenario, can also enhance the results. That's the end of my presentation. I do hope this research can contribute to the development of sustainable product as well as then the sustainable industry. Thank you.